Aphantasia, Autism, and Cognitive Evolution. A new way of processing reality. A different kind of intelligence. Aphantasia and autism are often framed as limitations, but what if they are instead adaptations for processing reality in a way that bypasses conventional cognitive barriers? Instead of being disadvantages, they might offer an entirely new way of integrating information, navigating human behavior, and understanding consciousness itself. By breaking free from visualization, conventional social attachment, and expectation-based thought patterns, an individual with both aphantasia and autism may be uniquely positioned to perceive reality in a way that allows for higher-level conceptual leaps, deeper understanding of human nature, and greater fluidity in thought. This exploration focuses on how these cognitive differences shape perception, learning, and decision-making, ultimately leading to a more dynamic, expansive way of engaging with ideas, people, and reality. Aphantasia. The absence of mental imagery as an adaptive strength. Aphantasia is typically described as the inability to form mental images. However, rather than being a lack, it may be a shift in cognitive priority that enhances conceptual and abstract reasoning. Instead of forming static mental images, the mind processes information in dynamic conceptual structures. Rather than running an internal simulation, thought occurs in real time, making mental agility more fluid and adaptable. This allows for faster pattern recognition, free from the biases that come from visual memory anchoring. What if mental images are a bottleneck for processing complex ideas? What if aphantasia frees cognitive bandwidth, allowing for more efficient, high-speed integration of information? Autism and dual empathy. A different way of understanding others. Autism is often mischaracterized as a social deficit, but what if it is simply a different method of processing social and emotional dynamics? Dual empathy. The ability to see both hyperrational structures and deep emotional undercurrents creates a unique balance between logic and intuition. Instead of being influenced by superficial social cues, the autistic mind often perceives deeper patterns of behavior, power structures, and manipulation tactics. This can lead to an intuitive grasp of human psychology that is more precise than the social conditioning most people rely on. What if the difficulty in social interaction is not a deficit, but an incompatibility with conventional, surface-level interactions? What if autism allows for detecting unspoken social structures at a level that most people cannot perceive? Cognitive processing during sleep. Passive information flow. Most people experience sleep as a series of symbolic dreams, but what if aphantasia changes how sleep functions? Instead of visually processing new information, the mind encodes a carbon imprint of complex ideas, allowing subconscious integration without overwhelming the conscious mind. This allows for massive conceptual leaps to emerge naturally over time, rather than forcing sudden paradigm shifts that might destabilize understanding. This explains why information processed during sleep often results in sudden realizations. The subconscious has been running background computations on data too vast to be immediately understood. What if sleep isn't just rest, but a necessary function for integrating high-level abstract knowledge? What if this passive flow of information is what allows for effortless conceptual jumps that others struggle to process consciously? Aphantasia, autism, and philosophy. A natural fit for conceptual thinking. Without visualization, thought is unconstrained by sensory input, making abstract reasoning more intuitive. Without attachment to social norms, philosophy can be pursued without bias toward consensus. Without expectation limiting thought, ideas can be explored without resistance. This explains why philosophy and psychology have been natural draws, because they allow for raw conceptual analysis without needing external validation. It also explains why conventional structures of education, which rely on memorization and imagery-based learning, often fail to engage the minds of those who process reality differently. What if aphantasia and autism together are an ideal framework for breaking conventional thought barriers? What if they create a way of thinking that is more suited for conceptual expansion, rather than linear expectation-based thought? Final thought. A different way of experiencing reality. Aphantasia, autism, and deep conceptual thinking aren't limitations. They are alternative ways of engaging with reality that bypass conventional barriers to understanding. Instead of being defined by what is missing, they allow for faster, more dynamic mental processes that see beyond what is immediately visible. If thought does not require visualization, it can move fluidly without constraint. If social understanding does not require conformity, deeper truths about behavior can be seen clearly. If expectation is removed from learning, then knowledge can emerge naturally rather than being forced into a predefined structure. What if the mind isn't missing something, but has evolved to process reality in a fundamentally different way? What if this isn't a cognitive limitation, but a key to deeper understanding?